And now Bhagavan is saying this. Mayi eva manadatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayyeva ata urdvam na samshayaha ata urdvam na samshayaha. Now Bhagavan is saying, you have to do this way. Now he is giving instruction to Partha. Mayyeva manadatsva. Mayi means here, pointing to him, Sagunam, Mayi eva. Because Nirgunam also is me only. But very difficult for you to grasp that side of me. This side of me is manifest. This side of me is eternal. This side of me is Kripalu. And the Nirguna does not know how to do Kripa. And Nirguna astityeva upalabhya. It is there. It is existent. That's it. It is conscious. That's it. And for us to get Kripa from Bhagavan, only Sagunam has to come, which is what we are seeing in Gajendra Upakyana. And so he is saying, Mayyeva, Mayi eva Shankara Bhashya, Bhagavad Padal's Bhashya. Because Jnana Margam Garde, generally we think Bhagavad Pada underlines it more. Na? Here, Mayi eva Vishwarupe Ishware, Ishwaran, which is having all the 6 wonderful attributes of Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Dharmam, Yashashaha, Shriyaha, Vairagyam, Jnanam, Shannam, Iti Bhagayirana, it is said. Bhagha, Bhagavan, the one who has Aishwaryam, one who has the power to run this world, create this world, sustain this world, destroy this world, the one who is Shriyapatihi, the one who can give us Vairagyam, the one who can give us Moksha, the one who can give us Kirti if we want. And such Bhagavan, Mayi eva Vishwarupe Ishware Mana Sankalpa Vikalpamatmakam Samadatsva Stapaya. So our Adishankara Bhagavad Pada says, Mayi here refers clearly to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Not Sachidananda Swarupaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam La. Vishwotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya. That Krishna. Sagunam. And here, Mayyeva. And very beautifully, our Swamiji says, why did Bhagavan now, after saying, Tesham aham samuddarta mrutyu samsara sagarat, bhavami nachirat partha mayya veshya chetasam mayyeva. He could have told that before, na? Our Swamiji says, put your mind on that Krishna alone who promised Tesham aham samuddarta mrutyu samsara sagarat. That Krishna who promised us that he will deliver. Put that Krishna in the mind, because now you won't have any doubt. Because Krishna himself has said, I shall take you across. Mayyeva. Which Mayi? That Krishna who is compassionate, who is ready to extend his hand to take us to his own abode. All we need to do is somehow fill our whatever possible time with Vak, with Krishna, Sariram with Krishna Seva, and our Hridayam with Krishna's Smaranam. And Krishna says, I shall take you forward. Put that Krishna and say, Kripalo, even a person who is so steeped in mundane banality, you are going to take me forward. You say, Mayyeva, and put the mind on Bhagavan Sri Krishna because he is the one who is going to deliver me. At least for that you put. You say. Or we can put Mayyeva Sarva Saundarya Sangraha. Adallam minadi over. If we can't put because of the lovely form, lovely name, very difficult not to put. But in spite of that, he is going to actually take me across. And so with that gratitude, Mayyeva, Mana Adatsva, somehow put your mind in Bhagavan Sri Krishna. How do I put the mind? Mana Adatsva. How do I actually ensure that my mind which wavers, sankalpam, vikalpam, doubting and thinking and doubting, and the mind, how do I put towards Bhagavan? By some means you do it. And here Mahatma say, either by doing Ashtanga Yoga, you do it. This is Misra Bhakti, where you try to do a little pranayama. If the Guru says, I do a little bit of dhyana, and then somehow pratyahara dhyanatnala, with maybe even pranayama and other things as a support, Mayyeva Mana Adatsa. Put the mind onto Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And or we can do more Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam as a practice. Mayyeva. And I will do more Shravanam to get more faith. I will do more kirtanam, which is what our Swamiji keeps on saying. Kirtanam paninde iru. Bhagavan will come and sit in our heart. Bhagavan will appear before us. So, mayyeva mana adatsva, when the mind is not being controlled, the easiest way, the short way in Kali Yuga is Krishna Kirtana. This is how you bring the mayyeva mana adatsva. Constantly chant. Whenever the mind is wavering, sit down before the lovely picture of our Thakurji or our Swamiji. Sit and chant. Mayyeva mana adatsva. Mayi buddhim niveshaya. And so he says, somehow put the mind to Krishna, either by Ashtanga Yoga of Pratyahara, pulling the mind from objects, and Dharana, focusing the mind towards Bhagavan, or do it by more Shravanam, more Kirtanam, more Smaranam of Krishna Leela, etc. Or at least by the Panchamaha Bhavam, look upon Krishna as a child, or look upon your child as Krishna, and somehow remember Krishna in every day-to-day aspects of our life, using the same channel the mind takes, transform it to Krishna. Like Ramakrishna Paramsa told one of the devotees that she said, I am not able to find time for dhyana, japa, etc. And because Ramakrishna Paramsa said, you have a granddaughter or a daughter to take care, na? Look upon her as Radharani. When you are feeding her, imagine you are feeding Radharani. You become a Kalavati. And when you bathe her, think you are bathing Mayyeva mana adatsva. Adhikaha, it doesn't mean I'll stop everything else and start looking, because this is a little tricky part. My son as my son is very easy to see rather than seeing it as Krishna. If a guru says we can do it, it will work out very well. And that's why Kunti Devi had 5 sons who are all actual Bhagavatas. Yet she was a little concerned. Na? She's saying, Krishna, somehow, Dridam Vrishnishu Pandushu, let my attachment towards Vrishnis and Pandu's children, which are your Bhagavatas, let me not attach to them. And Krishna says, why do you want to not attach to them? They are all, Arjuna is my Saka. People in future are going to do Arjuna Smaranam only. They are going to say Prahlada, Narada, Parasharan, they are going to include Arjuna also in it. So why are you not wanting to have attachment towards these Bhagavatas? Kunti Devi said, if I see them as Bhagavatas, it is different. But all said and done, because the mother, I gave birth to them, my attachment to them as my sons is what I am concerned about. You see? So that great bhakta like our Kunti Devi is very careful in this. That's why we need to be very careful. And so Bhagavan says, somehow, with Panchamaha Bhavam, as a friend, Shanta Bhakti is for Nirguna, as a friend, as Vatsalyam, as my child, or as a servant, safest. Apply your mind towards Krishna. I am excluding Madhurya Bhakti, I am excluding this Naika Bhava, etc. because it's not for all of us. It is only for Mahatmas. It is a very tricky path. We can enjoy and fold our hands and say, Ulaga Mariyadadu Gopi Premi Nambalan try pannakudathu. It is only when Guru says, this is the path for you, we can adopt it on our own accord. Madhurya Bhakti edutonna kuttichavradam povom. Please don't mistake my words here, because it's a very dangerous path. And that is the reason why with folded hands as a brother, I'm telling you, if a Guru says, fine. Otherwise, don't even touch it, because it is for greats. And in my little understanding, only Avatara Purushas can do it. I'm yet to see one normal person doing Madhurya Bhakti and finding the victory there without Guru's Kripa, of course. Guru has said, no, rub everything up. If our Guru has said, this is the path for you, it is the path. Otherwise, on our own accord, touching Madhurya Bhakti is a dangerous thing, because it plays with emotions, and we can actually be retro. We can go back, regress in the path. So Madhurya Bhakti is only for Mahatmas. And if a Mahatma tells a person to do Madhurya Bhakti, fine. Adhikaritvam irukku. The best, safest path is, I am Das Krishna Karo Yajaman. One of the Ashtasakis is singing, Krishna Karo Yajaman Prabho Tum. Krishna Karo Yajaman. All we need to do is, I am a Dasan, Adiyan Dasan, and he is my master, and safest path, you say. And if Guru shows other paths, no questions asked, you see. And so, Mayyeva mana adatsva, either by Ashtanga Yoga or Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, or by Panchabhavas, or somehow, having this relationship with Bhagavan, or Manamna, Vikalpam is also there, na? Even by kAmah, Gobat, Bhayat, Lobat, kAmah, Bhayat, Veshat, or even Lobhat. Duryodhana attained Bhagavan by Lobam, you see. And here, Gopya Kamat Bhayat Kamsaha Dveshat Chaidyadayo Nrupaha Sambandhat Vrishnayaha Sneghat Yuyam Bhaktya Vayam Vibho. Our Narada Maharshi is talking to Yudhishthira the Raja in the 7th canto of Bhagavatam. He says, Mayyeva Mana Adatsva. Even the so-called gray areas of the mind, dark areas of the mind, if it is applied to Krishna, it will take us to Krishna. Gopyaf Kamat Bhayat Kamsaha. Bhayat Kamsa, out of fear. Kamsa had tremendous fear with Krishna. That took him to Krishna. Na? And Dveshat, can you imagine? Hatred. Shishupala, Dantavaktra had tremendous hatred towards Krishna. Incredible hatred. Early morning he will wake up with only Krishna's Smarana with Dvesha. And he used to constantly abuse Krishna. That mind which abused Krishna also attained Krishna, na? Tanmaya Nishta. What it means? We can't hate Krishna. It is a freak of nature. You see, we can't try to take Kamsa and Sishupala as our guru. Bhagavatam is trying to use it and show it. This is what happened. To show it as what is called as Kaimuttika Nyayam. Even when Kamsa out of fear has attained Krishna, and Shishubala out of hatred attained Krishna, why do you worry? Even if you have a little love for Krishna, won't Krishna take you across? To show that, to give us the strength in our path of bhakti, these wonderful people during Krishna's time did all these things and attained Krishna. But what did it mean Bhayat Kamsa? You have to understand. Kamsa was feared by everybody during the time of his reign, including Jarasandha was terrified of Kamsa, which is the reason why Jarasandha was supposed to be one of the most arrogant and most strong, one of the most powerful rulers. He gave both his daughters as a marriage to Kamsa for reconciliation. Such was the power Kamsa wielded. Nobody could speak, even Devas were afraid. Everybody was afraid of Kamsa. So obviously Kamsa feared none except Krishna. You see, Adidam Bhayat. If you are afraid of everything around us, then we need a psychiatrist. It is not a path of Bhaya Bhakti. This Kamsa feared none. He feared only one. And that one was Krishna. And then he did not change his bhava towards Krishna. In spite of seeing this lovely 11 or 12-year-old epitome of Manmata Rupam, he did not get affection to Krishna. He was only afraid of. He was afraid of an unborn baby. Can you imagine that? Adhan Tanmaya Nishta of fear. He was afraid of a newly born baby. He was afraid of Krishna 24/7. While eating, Krishna, Bhayam. While sitting, Krishna, Bhayam. So that is the Bhaya Bhakti which we are talking about. Tanmaya Nishta. And he was only afraid of Krishna. And he was afraid of Krishna only. Adi Tanmaya. You see the difference between the first two sentences? He was not afraid of anybody else. He was afraid of only Krishna. And he was not sometimes affectionate, sometimes merciful, sometimes compassionate, sometimes loving, sometimes fearful. He was only fearful of Krishna. Which Krishna? The one who actually made people swoon in Mathura when he entered that Ranga. Such a lovely form he had. Manmata Rupam. And Kamsa is afraid of that. You see? So here the whole idea is Maya Veshya Manoyemam, somehow put Krishna constantly in the thought. And Krishna says, you will come to me alone. Mayeva Mana Adatsva. Mana Adatsva means the mind has to be involved. And of course, we need to have that. Without that, bhakti is not complete. As our Swamiji said, if we don't have the bhava, don't worry. There is nothing called mechanical chanting. The divine name is an exception. All the others are not. Suppose I do bhajan without bhava, the amount of benefit of chanting the divine names in the bhajan only counts. பாவமில்லாத பஜனை ஏனோ பக்தி இல்லாத bhajanai veene. Without bhava, why should we do bhajan? Without bhakti, bhajan is only waste. Huh? Not nam kirtan. Adu separate. Sankyatyam, parihasam, stobam, helanameva. If you do Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is not included in without bhava. Bhajana is a waste, is not included in Nam Sankirtan. If you take the divine name, knowingly, unknowingly, even jestingly or indirectly, it has the power to burn our sins. That is Nama Kripa. Exception. But then I am singing a bhajan song, etc. Bhavatoda paad. Mayeva mana adatsva is for such practices. When we do puja, for example, Mayeva mana adatsva. Do puja with bhava. Do puja with love. Do puja with a prayer. That's why our Bhagavan say, our Swamiji has sung Mayeva Mana Adatsvalka or Madhura Gita. You see, which covers everything. Yetu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya irukliya. Yetu sarvani karmani means including puja is a karma. If you have love, adoration or prayer with the puja, it becomes a bhakti sadhana. Right? So here our Swamiji says, தீவிர நாட்டமின்றி செய்திடும் தீர்த்தாடனமும் க்ஷேத்ராடனமும் வீணே கடனே என்று செய்திடும் தொண்டும் அன்பில்லாது செய்திடும் ஆராதனையும் பண்பொன்றும் இன்றிய செய்திடும் பக்தியும் இன்பமளிக்காது துன்பத்தை பெருக்கும். He said, without this tremendous natam means tremendous dedication or tremendous attraction or tremendous shraddha. If we do any kshetradanam or when we go to any pilgrimage or when we go to any tirtha snana like Gangaji, etc., waste. Then how do I do kshetradanam? Swamiji told us and showed us in 1993 when we were going to Vrindavan for the first time. We all know Krishna. For 1 month, he brought a great Bhagavata to tell us Vrindavana Mahatmyam. Where are we going? Where are we going? What is the greatness of Vrindavan? And he constantly said, we are going for Krishna. Don't look around where I will iron my clothes, where will I get good food, is my sleep comfortable. Now, you can be there in our own flat, air-conditioned room. So here, he gave us the tivara natam. Natam means this tivya shraddha, this longing. When am I going to go to Vrindavan? When am I going to Vrindavan? 1 month, daily, greatness of Vrindavan. And now when we went to Vrindavanam, Anubhavam, that experience was that experience. Some of our satsang people would have told you, other experience. So he's saying, do it with shraddha. How do I develop shraddha? How do I develop shraddha? For example, let us take our example of going to Vrindavan or going to Madhurapuri. Going is secondary, but preparation. Daily, suppose you have booked a ticket to go to our ashram to see our Swamiji, our Thakurji, or to Vrindavanam to see our Thakurji there. So you have put a date, May 15th, every day, looking at the calendar. When will May 15th come? When will I take the flight? I'm going to go there. And I'm going to get down in the airport. And then a car will come. I will go to Madhurapuri. And then there is this lovely gate. I will cross our Hanumanji. I will cross our Srinivasa Perumal. I will enter the gate. Tulsi Devi will welcome me. On the other side, the lovely noises of our Thakurji's cows and calves will welcome me. Then I will go inside. Our Vaikuntanatha Perumal is sitting on the roof of the Bhagavata Bhavanam. I'm going to enter. Our Swamiji is going to sit in that corner. Our Thakurji is there. The moment I enter, he's going to smile. He's going to nod his head. Our Thakurji will say, come, come, I'm waiting for you. There, Sita. And having a big list. By the way, I also want to peep in. You see. And that is the reason why Thivra Natam. Develop it. Listen, think. And so he is saying, without that, Mahisanyasya Matparaha means that's what it means. Mayyeva Mana Adatsva means Kadane Gendre Seididum Tondum. Kadane means, hey, what to do? It's my duty, I don't know. I have to do all this. And if you think seva like that, feel pressure there, and ruminate on the seva, etc., waste. You see. He says, it won't give you joy, it will only add to the difficulty. So whenever we told our Swamiji, we are asking for Nama Bhiksha, we have encouraged all the centers to do Nama Bhiksha. First question, you know what he asked? You don't trouble these people who already have so much household duties much. That's our kripa. So whenever people say we are going to organize this, our Swamiji has shown a path, so we also tell them, don't strain yourself. Even if 5 people come, it is okay. But we want you to enjoy your Kainkaryam. Don't make it kadane. Then all sorts of nasty thoughts will come. All sorts of comparison will come. All sorts of, I did all that, but what did I get in return? Not tondu waste. The moment you say, oh, I did so much for Swamiji, what did I get out of it? No, we missed seva. We didn't understand seva at all. And don't do it as kadane. You see? So do it with love. Do it understanding the value. Mayyeva mana adatsva. Whenever we do any seva to Bhagavan, enjoy it. Consider it as a bhagyam. Bhagyam. Not just in the words, in the heart also. Kadakima Krishna. Somehow you are connecting me. Somehow you are also giving me a small corner of your work. And if you enjoy, then normal karma itself, we should not expect palan is what is the preparation. When we do Krishna Kainkaryam, enna kadaikum nenacha adu Kainkaryama. Kadachide nenakkradhu Kainkaryam. What do I get out of it? What do I get out of it is not Kainkaryam. Aha, I got this. Is the bhava of Kainkaryam. So our Swamiji is very important. We will talk about prema, etc. But this is fundamental. Na? So here, fix the mind on me alone means this. Anbilladu seididum aradhanayum. When I actually have an aradhana, hey, bring me this bottle of water here. Give me this cup of water. Where is the flower? Why is it late? And now you are doing aradhana. Aradhana is pujam dadau virachitam pranaya veloke. Sit down and say, even if it's 5 minutes, Krishna, let me 5 minutes, engage my mind in you. Remember, we generally say Ekanath Maharaj's episode for tolerance and forbearance. It is also about Anbilladu Saidu Aradhana. Ekanath Maharaj, when he was going to take bath in Godavari, he was provoked. It is even said something which I can't even tell you. He was provoked. He was insulted. Somebody spat on him there. And what did he do? Quietly went back, bathed, came back. Somebody spat on him again. Sadhu dharma, not householder dharma. Sadhu dharma. It happened for a long time. Finally, the one who spat became tired. He came down, fell at the feet and said, what is this, Swami? At least I thought you look up at me and at least shout at me or stare at me or at least groan, frown. Nothing you did. Our Ekanath Maharaj says, Appa, bathing is not end in itself. Bathing is my preparation to do my Jagannatha Swami Puja, Janardana Swami Puja. If it is contaminated by this ripple of anger in my heart, with what face will I go and face my Thakurji, my Guru Maharaj in my puja? So I don't want to be contaminated with this. Body contamination I can wash in Godavari. But manam, when the mind is contamination, what water will wash it? So I chose not to. Anbilladu say, Anbu means prema. Without prema, aradhana or puja is only going to give us more pain than joy. So hence, it doesn't mean don't do puja. You have to understand the intent. Develop love and then do puja. பண்பொன்றுமின்றியே செய்திடும் பக்தியும். Apart from bhakti or love towards Bhagavan, Atma Gunam also has to be enhanced. Truth. And getting all the good qualities of a Bhagavata, we have to strive. And we have to strive consciously. We have to strive to not gossip, not to talk ill of people, not to think ill of people, to be as much possible conducive to people, saujanyam with people. And people who are suffering, as much possible compassion. People who are equal, no jealousy, friendliness. People who are above, don't be having, no competition for people who are equal. Be friendly. For people above, don't be jealous. Relish their joy. Na? What is there? Somebody has succeeded. Na? Just say, I'm very happy for you. Be happy for them. My goal is Krishna Prema. So all this enjoy. Na? So Pandu, have these basic qualities. Atma Gunam has to be developed. Inbamali kadu tunbataye peruk. So this is how mana adat. So the mind has to be involved. Very important. We have to strive that also. As I said, Nama Sankirtanam is separate. Don't even bring it. I'm going to come to that in maybe a couple of days. Adu tani paatha what to do. Adu separate Raja Bhattas. In spite of all that, it will take care is different. But do we want to be like that? We can be a bhakta. We can aspire for Prahalada. Why should we aspire for Rajamila? புகழுக்காக செய்யும் தானமும் தர்மமும். When we do dana, when we do dharma, dharma can be Bhagavata dharma, Samanya dharma, Vaidika dharma. If we do it for pugal means for fame and name, what happens? Anavatai avalar. If we do dana and dharma only for fame, it enhances our ego, it enhances our pride. ஆணவத்தை வளர்த்து மாயையை பெருக்கும் மதியினை அழித்து மோகத்தை வளர்க்கும். If we do such dana, dharma, etc., and if we do any willingly a sinful activity, our Bhagavan says, at least நீ பாப்பம் பண்றத நிறுத்திடு. Whether you do punya, etc., don't worry. As far as possible, willfully don't sin. And if you continue with whatever papa extra, I'll take care. So he's saying here, agatudan seyyum anaitu செயல்களும். By actually having ego or doing things for name, fame, etc., it will only enhance our pride, arrogance, etc., pull us into Maya, madhiyinai aழித்து. It will completely destroy our intelligence and give us moha, infatuation only. Be careful. No name, no fame, no self-interest is புகழுக்காக செய்யும் தானமும் தர்மமும் அகத்துடன் செய்யும் அனைத்து செயலும். So no name, no fame, no personal interest, only God is the thing we should aspire for. If we fail, no problem. Abhyasa yogamnu வரப்போகுது. We will again and again pray. Mam ichaptum, prarthayitum. We'll pray for that. But remember, that's the goal. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,